Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill Smith. On behalf of Auction.com, I want to welcome you to our pre-auction review for Middlesex, Monmouth, and Ocean counties. These are for assets going to sale the week of March 5th, 6th, and 7th. I'm here with my expert panel. We're going to review about 18 properties coming to sale next week. So without further ado, we're going to get started. Oh, I'm sorry, one thing I do want to let you know, all events for Auction.com can be found on our Auction.com event calendar. Also want you to look for investor opportunities. Go back to Auction.com investor opportunities. Let's get started. I'm going to bring up and start off with our facilitator, Mr. Louis Leyva.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Louis Leyva, as Bill mentioned. I'm the broker owner of Culture Estate. We're joined today with an expert panel in our industry. We're going to start off all the way to my left. I'll have our panelists give you a quick rundown on who they are and what they do, and then we'll circle back to me. Corey?
It's my care, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Corey. I'm with First Equity Funding. We're actually at Seagirt, New Jersey. We do hard money lending. We lend on fix and flip type projects. We're a little different from a conventional bank, whereas you might have a hard time getting financing for these types of deals you're looking at, or we'll come in and finance the purchase of the property, the rent out, and we got a way of doing that based off the numbers. So I guess we will have questions later, I guess. Right?
Sure.
Yes, I'm Jim Thorpe from Jersey Shore Construction. We're a home improvement and construction management company. We handle everything from the basement to the roof. We also have a program. We work with our investors to help them do due diligence in looking at the houses, evaluating the cost, the construction cost.
Hello, everybody. My name is Greg Petrosky, Fortune Title Agency. We're a full-service title company based in New Jersey. We do title work in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. We specialize in foreclosure. That's kind of our niche. We do a good portion of New Jersey's foreclosure work, so this is right up our alley. And I'll be going over some of the reports on what we have on title.
Okay, and so we'll get started. The way this is going to work, we're going to give you guys a lot of great information. A lot of the properties that you're going to be bidding on at sheriff's sales, you can't get into the homes. So we're going to show you how to analyze those properties. We're not stepping foot inside. We're going to give you a lot of data that we look at when we go to make our offers at auction sales. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into our first property. Okay, our first property on the screen is 1223 South 9th Street in South Plainfield. Okay, it's a nice looking Cape Cod style home. This property is composed of 5 bedrooms and 2 baths. There is garage parking on this one. The local nearby school is rated a 6, and the taxes on this property are $7606 per year. This home could be renovated and resold for about $310,000. You may want to budget about $50,000 for repairs on this one. If you decide to rent it, you can get about $2,400 in rent. Okay.
All right, so on title on this one, what I see here from the reports that are given to us from Auction.com, we have a first mortgage and a second mortgage. Second mortgage isn't for a ton of money. The one thing you're going to hear me say probably this entire time is check your taxes. You know, here, like we said, the taxes are around $7,606. So if there's 2 years of taxes owed on this property, you got to figure that into what you're willing to bid on it.
Yes, this house was found to be in fair condition. The roof was in fair condition. It was still functional, but I'd recommend replacing it. The siding was in fair condition, just needed painting.
All right, our next property now is 37 Kendall Drive in Harlem, New Jersey. Let's go ahead and jump into our next screen. There wasn't too much information on this one, but we were able to find out that it was this property is 3 bedrooms and 1 bath. The lot's approximately 72 by 100. It was built in 1960 and the taxes are about $5,500 per year. This home can be renovated and resold for about $250,000. Home this size, you're going to want to budget at least $45,000 for repairs, and you can get about $1,750 in rent. Okay.
All right, and title on this one, I see there's a outstanding first mortgage, and that's about all we got on this. Just make sure you check those taxes.
The overall condition of this house, the exterior was in average condition. The roof looked to be above average condition. It was a timberline type roof. and the siding was in decent shape with needed painting.
Our next property is 15 East Grove Avenue in Woodbridge. Let's jump into the next screen and see some more information. Okay, so this property is 3-bedroom, 1.5 baths. It was built in 1931. It does have a driveway. It's a rather narrow lot, 35 by 186, but it does go pretty far back. It's near the train station, so that can be appealing for commuters, and taxes are $7,572 per year. The after repair value is $250,000, give or take, and the repair estimate for this one's $50,000. If you decide to rent, the house is gonna bring you about $1,800 a month in rental income. Okay.
And here we have a first mortgage open. Like always, check your taxes. And the loan amount that we have here is actually pretty close to what the amount that they want for bid. So that might be a good sign that the bank may not actually buy it back.
The exterior of this house was in average condition. It had a newer timberline roof that looked in new condition. Some of the siding was wood and needs painting. The rest is vinyl and good shape, and that needs power washing. And there was also brick walls that were in good shape. The front wood porch needs minor repairs and needs painting, and the windows look like they were recent replacements.
Our next property is 45-47 Beverly Street in Carteret. This one looks like it was built not too long ago. The approximate square footage of this one is 3,228 square feet, so it's really big. Built back in 2002. The lot size is 50 by 100. Taxes are $10,667 for the year, and a local high school is rated a 4. This home can be resold for about $400,000. You may want to budget $30,000 for repairs and cleanup. And if you decide to rent it, you can get about $3,000 a month.
Right, title on this one, we're looking at, we have first mortgage, there's no second mortgage, and taxes. Taxes are, like I said, around $10,666, so make sure you check those taxes.
Exterior of this house is found to be in average condition. There was no visual signs of major repairs needed to the exterior.
Our next property is 282 Nicole Avenue in New Brunswick. This is a half duplex style property, 2 bedrooms and 1.5 baths. The approximate square footage is 1456, built back in 1950. It's currently on the MLS and it was recently expired as a short sale. In the comments, the MLS stated that the home was approved for $99,000 sale. The taxes are $3,195. The home can be resold for about $125,000 after repairs. You would need to estimate at least $30,000 for renovations, and if you decide to rent it, you can get $1,350 a month.
All right, on title, I see a first mortgage open. It's pretty much all the information we have on this property, other than taxes. They're around $4,317. So just make sure you check your taxes.
The exterior of the building in the complex was in average condition. The bricks could use some power washing, and that's about it.
Tell her to do hers and
Our next property is 73 Desna Street in Piscataway. Home is approximately 1,404 square feet. It's also 3 bedrooms and 1 bath. It is in need of work. There were some major mechanical updates in 2005, such as the roof and siding, heating, hot water heaters, and windows. It was tenant occupied back in 2015 as per the MLS, so you want to be careful with that. Taxes on this one are approximately $5,502 a year. This home can be resold for about $225 in good shape, and you'd want to budget $45,000 for repairs if the home needs it. You can get about $1,600 in rent as well.
All right, on title, we have a first and second mortgage on this one. They're both through the same bank, so feel pretty comfortable that there is actually a first and second mortgage on this. And other than that, make sure you check your taxes.
The overall exterior of this house was found to be in average condition, and there was no visual signs of any other major repairs needed for the exterior.
Our next property now is 21 Parkview Road in Cranberry. This is a rather large property. It's 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It's 2,457 square feet on almost 1 acre. Built back in 1990, but it was made to look like it's much older, I guess to fit the area. The local elementary school is rated an 8, so it's a good location where it's at, and it backs to preserve farmland, so you won't have any neighbors behind you. This home could be resold for about $700,000. You may want to budget $50,000 in repairs, and the rent for this home can be as high as $3,500 per month.
All right, our title on this, we have a first mortgage open. That's about all we got, and just make sure that you check your taxes.
Exterior of this house was found to be in an above average condition and was well maintained. The house has a timberline type roof and vinyl siding that both looked in above average condition. There was no visual signs of repairs needed.
Our next property is 20 Mackenzie Court and Freehold. This property is approximately 3,434 square feet on almost 1 acre of land. It's 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. It's got 2 zoned central air. There is garage parking as well. And the nearby elementary school is an 8. That's really good for the schools in that area. The taxes are $16,207 per year, so be careful with that. The home can be resold for about $610,000 if it's in good condition. And if you do have to make repairs, such as missing kitchen cabinets or damaged sheetrock with a burst pipe or things of that nature, you may want to budget at least $105,000 for that. You can get about $4,800 in rent if you decide to go that way.
All right, and on this one, I just see a first mortgage open on this. So that is one of those properties that you definitely want to check your taxes on, because that could make a significant difference in what you end up wanting to put a bid on this property.
This house also we found to be in a well-maintained average condition, and there was no visible signs of needed repairs to the exterior.
Our next property now is 8 Forest Avenue in West Long Branch. This Cape Cod ranch style home is 1,396 square feet. Let's go ahead and jump into our next slide. Okay, it's 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. The square footage is correct at 1,396. Property was rented out back in 2009, and the ownership of the property has not changed since then. So be careful, because this property may still be tenant occupied. The taxes are $6,957. This home can be resold for about $357,000 if it's renovated in good condition. You may want to budget about $57,500 for renovations, and if you decide to rent it, you can get about $2,600.
And for title on this, I just see a open first mortgage. Make sure you check your taxes.
The overall condition of the exterior of the house was found to be in average condition. The roof is a 3-tab shingles in decent shape. The siding and cement exterior were in good shape, but in need of painting.
Our next property is 825 4th Street in Union Beach. This property is approximately 1,368 square feet. This property consists of 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. There is garage parking. It has a new roof siding, kitchen floors, doors, new vinyl siding, pretty much everything, a deck and pool. The taxes of this one are $6,219 per year. It looks like the home was recently raised, if I'm not mistaken. It could be sold for about $300,000. You may want to budget $50,000 in repairs if there still are some needed, and you can rent it for about $23.50 a month.
All right, title for this one, there is a first mortgage open, and the next couple of properties, well, not all of them, but there's a couple where there may be an HOA law, we're not really sure, just the way it's zoned and the way it's subdivided. The big thing with HOAs and condo associations, which there's 2 big differences between them, is on an HOA, you may owe nothing on it, or you may owe all the back HOA dues. It really depends on how their bylaws are written, and you really need to call them up and find out how their bylaws are written and what would be owed on the sale of the property. Condos, on the other hand, are a little bit different. It would be stated in here, this is not a condo, but on a condo, you can owe up to 6 months. So I would always figure in if the condo dues are, let's say, $200 a month, make sure when you bid on it, you're figuring in, you have to pay 6 months of backup condo dues.
Yep, the overall exterior of this house was found to be in excellent condition. The house was 3 blocks from the bay, and it was built in, shows it was built in 2014, so it was either raised or it was either torn down and rebuilt or raised, but it was brand new pretty much. Everything in it was on the exterior was in excellent condition.
Our next property is 2006 Belmar Boulevard in Wall Township. This is a single-family home with 4 bedrooms and 2 baths. There is garage parking, central air, and forced air. The taxes on this one are approximately $5,723 a month. This home can be resold for about $390,000 if it's in good condition. You may want to budget as much as $65,000 for renovations, and you can get about $2,800 in rent for this property.
And just look at this one, all I really see is a first mortgage, so just make sure you check your taxes on this.
The overall exterior of this house was found to be in average condition. The roof is a 3-tab in fair condition. The siding is vinyl in good condition with had cedar shake impression siding in the front. It was in good condition.
Next property is 62 Fieldcrest Way in Hazlet. This appears to be some sort of condo or townhouse. It's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. There is driveway parking. The community is pet friendly. It's located in a family-oriented neighborhood. That's for the MLS. It's been updated. Central air has been updated and the furnace as well. And the refrigerator is, I guess, new if that matters. Well, the tax on this one is $5,958 a year. This home can be resold for about $165,000. The repair estimate on this one's about $28,000, and you can get about $1,600 in rent for this unit.
All right, and on taxes, so first mortgage, and there definitely is an HOA on this one. It is listed. So that's definitely one of those ones where you're going to make a phone call and see what their bylaws are when it comes to what's owed on the HOA dues.
This property was a townhouse and the exterior was found to be in average condition, as was all the other units in that area.
Next property, 11 Rita Drive in Howell, New Jersey. This home is approximately 1,760 square feet. Let's go ahead and jump into our next slide and see what else we have. It's composed of 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. So there is garage parking. Property includes an in-ground pool, a deck, and also I guess outdoor barbecue. Newly remodeled kitchen and new carpet throughout. The taxes are $7,286. Keep in mind these details are from the old MLS listing, so things have changed from since then. The after repair value in this house is $375,000. If repairs do need to be made to this house, it'll cost you somewhere around $62,000, and you can get about $2,800 in rent per month for this one.
All right, and there's a first mortgage open on this property, and like always, just check the taxes.
The overall exterior of this house is found to be in average condition with the roof in fair condition. The siding is above average and the wood trim needs to be painted.
Our next property is 503 Center Street in Fork River. This home is approximately 1,248 square feet. It's composed of 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Only 1 bedroom has electric heat, so be careful with that. There is driveway parking, and the taxes are really low, $2,544 per year. The home can be resold for about $220,000 in good condition. You may want to budget for a minimum $40,000 in repairs. This home can be rented out for at least $1,450 per month.
All right, and we see a first mortgage open on this one, and just because of the way it's zoned, possible HOA by the area, but obviously you have to do a little bit of research on that, and just check your taxes.
The exterior of this house is in fair condition. The roof is in poor condition and needs to be replaced. The siding is in good shape overall, but it needed some painting. The windows are older wood and may need to be replaced. I'd recommend newer energy efficient windows. And the wood trim needs to be repaired and painted.
Our next property now is at 1177 Beach Lane in Stafford Township. This is a newer style construction. It's approximately 2,281 square feet. Go ahead and jump into the next slide. This home has 2 garage spaces. Its home was built back in 2001. The elementary school is rated a 9 out of 10. Taxes on this one are $6,705 per year. This home can be resold for about $335,000. You may want to budget $56,000 for repairs, and the home can be rented for at least $2,500 per month.
All right, there is a first and second mortgage open on this property. And the other thing is this is also one of those possible HOAs, so definitely look into that and make sure you check your taxes.
The overall exterior of this house was found to be in above average condition, except the roof was in fair condition. The siding was above average, well maintained, and there was no other visual signs of repairs needed to the exterior.
Our next property is 690 Burke Road in Jackson. It's a ranch style home, approximately 1,926 square feet. This home is composed of 3 bedrooms and 3 baths. There was a short sale approved on this one. It has central air. There's an oil tank below ground, so be careful with that one. There's an acre of land on this property. Long driveway, and the taxes on this one are $7,845 a year. This home can be resold for $300,000. You may want to budget $45,000 for repairs, and you can get at least $2,400 in rent per month for this home.
And there's a first mortgage open on this property, and that's on a good piece of land for the size of the house. Just make sure you check your taxes.
The exterior of this house overall was in average condition, and there was no visual signs of any major repairs needed.
From a legal standpoint, hi, I'm Joe Gatsko, I'm an attorney in Westfield here. From a legal standpoint, once you buy this property at a sheriff's sale, you take the house subject to the underground oil tank. So if there is an issue with the tank, it would be your obligation to clean it up. So just make sure you pay attention to that.
Our next property now is 125 Timothy Street in Brick. This one is composed of 2,060 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Okay, our next slide, it confirms that information. It's also has 2-zone AC and heat, driveway parking. It also has an in-ground pool. The home can be resold for about $365,000. There could be as much as $60,000 in renovations for this home, and you can rent it for at least $2,800 per month.
From what I have brought here, we have looks like 2 open mortgages, and this is also one of those possible HOAs.
The overall exterior of this house was found to be in excellent condition. The roof looked like the newer timberline type. The siding was new vinyl with cedar impression type in the front. Windows looked to be new vinyl replacements. There was no visual signs of major repairs needed to the exterior. The house was built in '58, and it looks like the renovations are probably fairly recent then.
One last one. Good thing said something, John. Questions? Yeah, do you have any questions? Yeah.
Read them out.
Yes.
And then pause so I can record anything.
Good. All right, so we have some questions from our viewers. First question is, how do you safeguard against any liens they may have from credit card companies? So that would go to you.
Okay, so it depends on whether it's against the property or not, but usually the easiest way to safeguard yourself when you're buying a sheriff's sale is we offer an investor's report. It's relatively cheap. You can get it done. You can get it done before the sheriff's sale. It'll give you a list of all the liens against the property for the present owner. So it kind of covers what's going on, and you'll actually know a list of who's in first lien position, what's going on. And there's other things we can do. If you want to find out about that, you can email me. I'll give give you my email at the end, but that is the easiest way to safeguard against that.
And credit card liens themselves, unless the credit card company has sued the homeowner and obtained a judgment, are not liens against the property. So there has to be a lawsuit filed and a judgment entered against the homeowner for that to be a lien. So that will come up on a title search, as we just talked about.
Okay. Our next. Our next question is, should you hire an attorney to find out about title information? I don't know.
They don't need to hire an attorney, but you should contact the title company to find out about the current title. I can certainly review the title, but your title company can do it with you as well.
Any comments on that?
No, that's pretty much it. We're the ones who do the searches, so, you know, we actually have searchers in the counties here to go and find out what's going on with these properties.
Attorneys are overrated. That's my opinion.
That's nice, huh?
Yeah.
That's my fellow panelist here.
All right, let's go. Next question, does a construction lien go away with the foreclosure process? So I'm going to take that again.
As long as they're named and served correctly, normally, yes. You know, it really depends. Construction liens are funny. It'd be something to look at. I mean, if you have further, I'll give you my email at the end. I can shoot you over to Nick, who's really is the title expert. He actually owns Fortune Title. And he can definitely take a look at that for you.
Okay. Okay, so next question is, are you liable for all the property taxes? Joe, you want to take this one?
Yes, you are responsible for all the outstanding property taxes on the property. So that's why throughout this presentation, we've been telling you to call the tax collector, make sure that the taxes have been paid before you bid on a property. Now, when you do call the tax collector, you should ask for current taxes that are due, plus if there's any tax liens that have been issued on the property. Next.
My next question is, can you evict a tenant that is behind on rent? I think our expert on that is Joe Gasho. So, Joe?
Well, the issue is you have to determine if the tenant who is living in the property after you buy it is actually behind in rent. And I'm not sure how you're going to do that unless you're able to talk to the old owner. The answer to that is probably not, because you're going to be the new landlord and you're going to have to set new requirements for the tenant. So I would say no to that question.
The second part of that question, Joe, is what is the maximum rent increase for an apartment?
Well, it depends on whether it's rent control property or not. Certain towns have rent control. In many instances, you're not going to be able to find out whether or what the rent was that the tenant was paying. The tenant may lie to you, they may not have a lease. So you're going to have to speak to that tenant and determine, if you can, what the tenant was paying. Now, if you want the house to be vacant, you may have to raise the taxes. If it's not rent control, it depends upon whatever the expenses are that you're going to have for the home. And we would have to discuss that and come up with an amount that's reasonable that a court would not consider to be exorbitant. Or you can speak to the tenant, offer them some money to try to have them move out after you buy the property. It's not easy because the tenant has rights in that residence after you buy it at a sheriff's sale. If there's a written lease, you're obligated to abide by that lease. So if the lease is for a year, you can't remove that tenant for a year. If it's month to month and there's no lease, you can't remove the tenant provided they continue to pay rent, but you can send them a notice of rent increase to try to move them out by having them pay higher rent, and we would have to discuss what the amount of the rent would be.
There's actually an additional question that fits into what you're saying now. How long does it take to evict a tenant out of a property as opposed to, let's say, the previous homeowner?
Well, if it's a previous homeowner, it's a much quicker process than if it's a tenant. As I just said, with the tenant has rights in the house. You can't just throw them out because you bought the home at a sheriff's sale. You're going to have to negotiate with the tenant, come up with a rent, or you're going to have to, like I said, if the tenant's not paying rent and you send the tenant a notice of what the rent's going to be and they don't pay it, then you can get them out. Or if you send them a notice of rent increase, they don't pay the rent increase, then you can get them out. Or you can discuss with the tenant, possibly leaving and paying them money. Now, with a homeowner, there is a process through the state of New Jersey where you can evict a homeowner more easily than a tenant.
All right, our next question is, are there any properties at the sheriff's sale that are vacant? Jim, I'll let you take that question since you do a lot of driving around and you see these properties, see the type of condition. Do you ever see vacant ones?
Sometimes there are some vacant ones, and what you can tell is that the stickers on the front window,
Yeah.
a lot of times they've already been served by the sheriff, and the houses are vacated already, but it's hit and miss. Some of them are, I'd say maybe 15%.
What are some other telltale signs of the house being vacant?
Overgrown grass, it depends if it's not really maintained good outside, no cars in the driveway, it doesn't look like lights are on, doors open. Yeah, you don't see curtains on the house, and it looks like there's no window shades. You can almost see if the house looks empty or not,
Okay, good. Next question is, if the owner is in the house, the previous owner is still in the house, how much are the fees to get that person out of the house? Joe, what do attorneys usually charge for that?
It's about, if all you have to do is file a writ of possession with the state of New Jersey and have a sheriff remove them without having to go to court, then you're probably talking around $750 to $950.
Yeah, our next question is very specific. It says, what amounts should I expect properties to sell for at the auctions? Is there something that I can buy for around $175,000? Well, this question is rather specific, but what I would tell you to do is go to the sheriff's sale in the county that you're interested in for a couple of months and do some research and see what properties are actually selling for. And then you can go back and be better prepared. Yes, you can get a house for 175, and you can also get a house for 75 or $1 million. It all depends on what you're looking for and what condition it's in. So just make sure you do all your research prior to going, because it may not just be the price of the house that you're liable to pay. It could be open judgments, taxes, a whole multitude of things. You might be buying a wrong mortgage. So just make sure that you do the research prior to. That's more important than the actual price you're paying for the home.
Next question.
Yeah. All right. Our last question is, do you have to pay cash for these properties? I'll let Corey take that question since he's the only panelist who hasn't had an opportunity to voice his expertise. But
No, well, that's what we're here for. So if you don't have cash or you don't want to leverage yourself, you want to do different deals at the same time. That's exactly what we land on these properties. I guess we're the next best thing to cash. So we're not quite cash, but we don't come with all the red tape that they come through with the conventional banks.
what are the terms that you guys offer?
The terms we specifically offer, we can lend 80 to 90% purchase depending on experience, deal, location, size. And as far as either way, we're doing 100% renovation costs, and we're typically lending up to 65% of the after repair value, which was that number that Lowe's gave frequently. Once repairs are done, what the costs are in the area for those similar properties. And the interest rates, they're a little higher. Keep in mind it's interest only payments and it's short-term financing. And that's with any money lender, not just us. But we're at 9 to 12% interest and at 2 to 4 points at closing. Again, it's a 12-month term. It's very short term. We're kind of there for the acquisition, the fix of the property. And then you're going to be selling it or refinancing it to rent it out for yourself.
So just so everybody knows, if they need to get a hold of me or they want to get a hold of me, you can call me at my number. It's Joe Gachko, Gachko, 908-317-0500, or you can email me at jg@westfieldlaw.com. Thank you.
And I'm Louis Slava, like I mentioned earlier. If you are interested in investing in these properties, or you want to get your real estate license, please visit us at culture.estate.
And once again, I'm Greg Petrowski, Fortune Title Agency. If there are any more questions, do you have any questions about getting an investor's report or want to go further with anything else, if I didn't answer your questions clearly, you can always email me. My email is Greg, Greg, @fortune.reo.com, or you can give me a call, 973-226-6555.
Check out Jim Stark from Jersey Shore Construction. They were a full-service construction company. I can be reached at 908-720-2674 or email at jerseystrongco@aol.com.
And again, my name is Corey Anderson, and our company's First Equity Funding. We're down at Seagirt. You can always just Google the website, over 1330 Laurel Avenue, so you know I got the right company. My contact is c.anderson@fefunding.com, or you can call me direct at 732-820-9854.
Great. Once again, Bill Smith on behalf of auction.com. Our next event will be March 15th at the Hilton Garden Inn in Lakewood, New Jersey. I'll have my expert panel with us again for another live event. So if you are interested, please feel free to use the auction.com calendar and register for that event. Our next online PARs will take place on the exact dates this month, on the 20th and 27th. We'll be right back here with our online PAR presentation. So once again, on behalf of my panel at auction.com, I'm Bill Smith. I can be reached at wsmith@auction.com. If you have any questions or information about this program or the process for third-party sales and REO, please give me a call or contact me directly via email. We're out.
Thank you. How about a round
Once
of
again.
applause for the panel?